Name is Tony Harrison Kelly, and I'm here to introduce myself to you by sharing lessons that I've learned through 3 failures and 1 success. I went to the University of North Texas in Denton, so excited in 1993. I went in with dreams of curing cancer. Literally, like I wanted to cure cancer. I'd been told all my life that I could do anything that I put my mind to. Then I hit organic chemistry. Um, I didn't fail it per se, but I did have to drop that class, and that was the only class that I've ever dropped in my entire life. Failure taught me how to be humble and how to learn from my failures, to learn from my shortcomings. So I graduated in 97 from the University of North Texas with the degree in child development, how I got there. So I had a friend who worked at a child care center, and they were closed on the weekends. And so that was the one selling point for why I wanted a job there. Apply to this child care center, fall in love, change my degree plan so that I have a major in child development. I ended up graduating in 1997 with a degree in child development and a minor in biology. So after that, I go out to the workplace, and then I decide I want to be a teacher, and I go through the alternative certification process. So during training, one of our trainers, Dr. Addie Hare, I will never forget this lady, who she probably doesn't even know my name or at all remember meeting me, but she introduced herself, completely changed my trajectory. So she says, "Hello, my name is Dr. Addie Hare. I am all level certified in mathematics." I was blown away. So I'm sitting there, 22-year-old, and I came from a very small, isolated town, Sherman, Texas, just north of Dallas. And it struck me just then that a person who looked like me could indeed have all level certification and also be a doctor. And so that's kind of the moment when I've decided that I want to be a doctor just like her. And I want to be able to reach and connect ideas to people. Now I'm up to failure number 2. So I finished alternative certification. I teach 5th grade math for a while. I leave to go work at KRA Channel 13, our local PBS affiliate, in their education department for 6 years. But then I return back to teaching. So when I come back, I'm looking for a job. I was previously the director of education at a small private school in Fort Worth. And then I look for a job. I come to my friend's campus, and they're looking for a technology and robotics teacher. Now, I've never taught either of those. So I go to the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy and end up getting hired as robotics and technology apps teacher. So um, during this process, I have to get certified 612 Tech Ed, which takes me all the way from 1st grade to 12th grade certifications. So now I have first, sixth generalist, 4-8 math science, and 612 tech ed. So I'm almost there to conquering my dream of being all levels certified and having a doctorate to the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy. Super excited. And what happens, it's a little startling. So we have our first robotics competition and we fail miserably. My ninth graders were exhausted and mad at me. I was mad at them. Lots of frustration. But when it came down to it, I realized that the reason we failed was because I didn't know my content. So I wanted to get the students' perspective. So I give them this teacher survey. I'm trying to be inclusive and get their input. I give them a teacher survey. One of my ninth graders comes up with this survey, and it says, he goes, "Well, I didn't know how to say she don't know nothing in a nice way, so I left that one blank." So that brought me to the next lesson. I learned that a growth mindset is always required as a teacher. Um, so he spurred me to greatness. Broke my heart, but spurred me to greatness. Kids say the darndest things. Sometimes they crush you. So I took those words from Bryce and really ran with those. That summer, I did 80 hours of professional development. And that fall, I enrolled in Texas A&M Commerce to get my degree in educational technology and leadership. so that I could know my content, so that I would become an expert at something. So that was my first goal when I went to graduate school, was just to become an expert at something. I wanted to know something really well, something that was helpful and cross curricular. So that brings me to the one success that's kind of shaped my career. In the fall of 2014, Dallas ISD went to a different evaluation system. They do a pay for performance system called TEI. So when I first heard about TEI, I was like, wow, teachers can make $90,000. Somebody's got to make the money. Might as well be me. So I get into the rubric, I'm praying over it, I'm learning all these different things about pedagogy. And thank the Lord, I come up as exemplary one, which is the top level. So throughout the exemplary one process, I got to be interviewed by a few news outlets. I got to be on the radio. And what that did was spurred me to really want to speak for people who can't speak for themselves. It really made me want to use my voice. And so the lesson that I learned from that experience, from that success, was that my voice is important. I have something that I could say that would be helpful and impactful to the teaching community as a whole. So that was helpful in helping me to decide that I needed to go and start the search for the doctorate. Which takes me to failure number 3. So I come up exemplary one, I'm on top of the world, I'm on top of my profession, and then I decide, and after much prayer, to switch campuses. I leave the magnet, the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy, and I decided to follow the district into what they called Accelerating Campus Excellence. So ACE schools. There are 7 schools that were chosen, historically low performing. Teachers who go there who are DTR or distinguished teachers get a stipend for going there, first of all. And then they also get just the joy of knowing that they've helped turn around a school. So I wanted to go serve. I used to pass by Zumwalt. It was a half a mile away from my old school. And I would say, ooh, somebody should help those children. And Jesus is like, that somebody is you. So I go off, I leave my cozy robotics lab, and I go to Zumwalt Middle School, who had been on the IR list for many years, the improvement required list. So we go. I am a brown teacher with a savior complex. So I go there and I am so excited about sharing my knowledge and expertise. And I'm just going to love these students into growing and being better people. Okay, it didn't work that way. So by Christmas, I was ready to quit. And then I realized it was all about relationship. It's all about relationship. It's all about relationship. And so once I just completely immersed myself in my students' world and learned how to empathize with them and support them, and then create activities from their perspective, everything changed. So around mid-January, it was like a whole different classroom. Um, we came up with these innovative programs together, and everything changed. And so the lesson I learned from that failure was to first seek to understand, then seek to be understood. It's a quote from Stephen Covey. So all of that is the reason why I want to get my EDD. So I would love to, ideally, in my wildest dreams, I would love to discover something simple that completely transforms teaching. So you know how if somebody falls in front of you and they're on the ground and you know they're not breathing, you know to do CPR, right? You know to press on their chest and breathe in their mouth somehow. Life-saving technique has been boiled down to a few simple motions that is almost universally known. So all of that brings me here. So I want to get an EDD so I can change the world. I would love to make this groundbreaking discovery on how teachers and students can connect and build relationships somehow that simply connects what teachers do in the classroom to well-grounded research, come up with a solution, maybe write a book about it, and then go around the world sharing that information with teachers near and far. Yeah, I'd like to do a TED Talk or something. I don't know.